beret, and it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and TP just got hit. So I want to walk you guys. Let me silence my phone. A little too much chatter going on. Let me walk you through our trade this morning. Of course, as you guys know, what we look for is spotting the higher time frame momentum. We're looking for high probability trades. And just based off of USDCHF this morning, we did have news, and it was actually positive for news. So most of the time when we're positive for news, it tends to move in the direction of that currency, which means if the US dollar is in front of the CHF, typically might move bullish because it would follow the US dollar. Now, things to take into consideration, of course, was the fact that upon waiting for price to close, we dropped below this whole structure. So that's breaking of a structure, right? You can see, obviously, we broke a structure. The thing that gets difficult when trading momentum the way that I trade momentum is if you look left and you cannot see a clear destination, it's either one or two things. It's either one, it might be hitting some kind of zone and reversing, or it might just plummet. So the way that you want to be able to see where the next destination is you're going to have to go to the next time frame higher. So of course I'm on the 4 hour, so now I need to go to the daily. Because on the daily, we're going to be able to look left and see where does it look like we're going. So just based off of this whole wick range, this is my next TP. So now you say, well, how do we know about confirmation? Well, number one, the 4 hour time frame was our largest confirmation, number one, for the fact of it being engulfing, for the fact of it breaking support, and it doesn't really have any other area for it to go besides down. You can tell by this, by the size of this 4 hour candle, and the fact that on the daily, we are still in between this wick range. So because the 4 hour was so strong, I do not doubt price moving into this whole range, and then even potentially down into this whole range looking left. If we do break this, it can continue into this range. So this is exactly where I already closed two. I only opened up 4 entries. I closed 2 at 11%, and now I have stop loss in profit. So our thought process for the team, and actually one of the students actually called this trade out, which was awesome. So what did we notice price was doing? Price is making lower highs, and lower lows. That means that the trend is bearish because price is still making lower lows and lower highs with a 4 hour continuation of momentum after breaking structure. This is exactly what we're looking for when we're looking to identify the momentum. I'm just cloning them here so you can get an idea on how price is making lower lows and lower highs. This is another lower high here. Actually made like a little bit of a 2-1 confirm right at 430. Anyways, as you can see, we had a drop, right? Now, the thought process is, number one, look how strong this 4 hour candle is. Look how strong this 4 hour candle is. That's our first ticket that price is continuing into bearish momentum. Now, the second thing that I'm noticing is the fact that price is making lower lows and lower highs on the lower time frame. So then we have a drop. Now we have another base with the 4 hour continuation of momentum being in between the zones. This is our prime setup. And then of course, as price makes pullbacks, because this is the area that price broke, you can see how price broke, looking left, see this area price broke here as well. This is a good sell zone because this is the area that price broke, so this is an area that price can come and retest to. All my sells are on the top of this wick and in this whole range. Now, I'm still at another 10% here and counting, and with my stop loss in profit. My stop loss is here. With all my sells here, I'm already in over 10 pips position for the rest of my other two entries. So it means the entries are like around here, because price is like here. Actually, it's somewhere maybe right here on a little bit lower. So that's exactly where I'm sitting at. 11 pips and 10 more pips, and counting, swinging till the next zone. I do anticipate price at least coming down to this next zone. So that is where my take profit should be. And that would give me around 30-40% for the day on this account. So that's going to be great because I'm trading on my investor account through a PAM, and I'm looking to take a nice percentage this morning trading USDCHF, knowing that we had 4-hour momentum. Now, of course, the next little bits of information that you can do is the currency strength meter, because the currency strength meter is going to help you. So when you're trading USDCHF, you can see CHF gained so much strength and the US dollar is incredibly weak. What does that mean? It means that we are going to be pushing into the direction of the other currency. So since CHF is on the weaker side to the US dollar, meaning that it has less overall strength in the world, that means we are pushing in the direction of the CHF. So if we're pushing in the direction of the CHF, USD CHF is going bearish. On top of that, we know we have 4-hour momentum. The 4-hour time frame broke structure, and it's in between zone. And this is a big break. So like I said, a lot of these big breaks can be a reversal if it's sitting on a zone. So that's when you got to be able to go into the even higher time frame to keep looking left. But as you can see, price did just make a lower high, and we had not really touched the next zone that price does want to go to. So this is where I anticipate price retracing to, which would be another 20 pips away. So I should, like I said, close between 20 to 40% for the day. I've already closed and secured my 11%, so I'm already locked and loaded with 11%, selling the lower high. But I do anticipate a swing from this, just based off price action, trading in between zones. And you can see price is still going. Now I have another 12%, 13%. I'm at 14 pips and 12 pips each. So as I just continue to hold till the next zone, I am looking to close at that next zone. So let's see if price does continue. If we do have a significant drop right now, I will just end up closing if the percentage is too high. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. As price just continues down its sweet, merry way. And now my profits are looking nicer and nicer. Now I have another 14%. So I secured my 11. If I still held, I would have been at 30%. So I lost 5% as of right now if I close, because I closed early securing profit, which is fine. It's fine to do that. This is why I stack multiple entries, so that when I am trading momentum, I can close a few entries at a percentage and then leave the rest scalp the swing. So now what I'm doing is I am actually moving my stop loss a little bit lower to secure more profits. I have moved my stop loss actually based off the 5-minute, because it had a nice range right here. I had moved my stop loss in profit. Now, when you are swinging, there is some things that I've noticed. And where you place your stop loss can be life or death for you. Because if you place your stop loss too low, you risk price retracing and knocking your stop loss, taking you out of the market. If you leave it up, like if I'm in a sell and I'm leaving it above the supply zone here, that is allowing range for price to pull back up for that liquidity. But this being the first liquidity grab after the push, for this momentum push, I'm pretty confident in leaving my stop loss here and just allowing price to do its thing, going down to the next zone. Because as you can see, price did make another lower high. This is off the 5-minute, of course, not the 15. But just it continues to make lower lows and lower highs with that currency meter having significant strength over the US dollar, pushing the US dollar into a bearish, or USDCHF into that bearish trade. Now I can stay on this all day. We can wait a little. Maybe I'll wait a little to see kind of what's going on. But I just wanted to leave it at that for you guys so that you guys can soak up a little bit of nuggets through this YouTube video. And I don't want them being too long. That way you can just kind of get in, get out, see how the market played out, and then go and do your own back tests along the way. But this is how I scalp. This is how the team scalps. And as I said, one of the students actually called this signal out when I woke up. I looked at the chart and I said, that is a good trade. And I got in and I made my nice percentage. So this is going to conclude for this YouTube video. I do want to hop off here only because I do not want to take up too much of your time. If this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, of course, I have multiple Instagrams which you can follow. The Wickfield Wizard, which is my main, and then my other Instagram for my group is just called Wickfield Wizards. We hunt for our momentum together as a team. I do the best that I can to help teach them. And then, of course, if you want to reach me on Facebook, you can. Just my name. And then my email if you guys are looking to reach out to me in any other way, which is wickfieldwizards@gmail.com. I'll leave this up here for just a second. As price is gaining a little bit of liquidity, which is fine. I don't like when price gains liquidity when I'm in a swing if I'm looking at the chart. The best thing to do if you are swinging is just place your stop loss in your take profit and walk away. There is no reason why you need to sit and stare at the charts the whole day. There's no reason for it. The reason being is the fact that price can do whatever it wants in between this time. So if you just sit there and stare at the chart as it's moving, it is going to crazy mess with your mind. So since I am swinging, all I'm doing is leaving stop loss in profit, and I'm allowing price to swing, and I'm putting my TP at the next zone based off of the daily time frame, looking at the size of this candle and this whole wick range. So my TP is in this wick range, which would give me a total of, let me count the percentage here. Actually, if it does reach my TP, that will be a total of 46%, 50. My math was extremely wrong. If I do end up swinging till my next zone, just till this wick range here, that would be a total of 72% for the day, which I am more than happy to have. This is a smaller account on higher leverage. I like to apply heavier margin on higher probability trades, apply a few entries, scalp the swing. If you're going to make money, you might as well make more money. So that's why I like to apply a little bit heavier of margin when I trade on smaller accounts. I like to trade smaller accounts. That way I know exactly what I'm willing to risk losing and what I'm willing to risk to make. And I do that every time on a smaller account. Thus, it doesn't add as much stress. You can go a little bit heavier margin. An example would be like this. Let's say I have $5,000 in an account. So I'm going to move out $500 and I'm going to trade a heavy margin trade, and I'm going to risk $250, right? Maybe 50% of that account in order to make 150%, or let's just even keep it basic, 70 to 100%. Now, although that looks crazy where you say you can't do that, it is very possible when you trade higher probability trades. Because now if I know that I'm higher time frame confirm, I can confidently stack more entries at possibly higher margin, taking those few pips, my profit, allowing the rest scalp to swing. So this is how I would typically like to trade. So today I am using a smaller account. going for those higher percentages on 10 to 10 plus pips. So that's exactly what I'm doing. Now I'm just looking to probably walk away from the computer entirely and just allow the chart to do its thing. I want to allow the chart to do its thing. I am currently at 14, now I'm at 15 pips and 13 pips a position. If I do hold till this next zone, in this range, my next TP is at 48 pips. So from here, that real next zone is in that whole range here if it does continue to plummet. Now, like I said, I do have stop loss in profit. So either I can move one stop loss a little bit higher, meaning maybe move it like here, really close to the entries, allowing price to really do its thing, or I just leave it at the 5 pips that it is and take another smaller percentage, and then I'm just done for the day. Sometimes I don't get as lucky because price might make a really big retracement, and then it just is what it is. It's just Forex. Price does whatever the hell it wants. That is just how these markets work. Although you can know that price is making a drop, sometimes you just don't really know how far it is going to go, because that drops 17 pips. 17 pips is more than enough per entry to be satisfied with making money in this market. If you really are just always wanting more than that, either you're just a master position trader, a master swing trader, or you're just simply greedy. That's why I did close multiple positions at a percentage already, just to secure profit for the day. The rest is just my tolerance on how long I feel like I can hold this, and if it is going to go to the next zone. If the currency strength meter potentially keeps the CHF strong all day, maybe we are just going to keep pulling down into the depths of this bearish trend. And that's what I am hoping for, is for price to continue going into this bearish trend, going to those next zones. As you can see, there's nowhere else for price to hang on to besides drop. There is a potential that price can drop 100 pips from this. These are huge probability trades because we're in between zones majorly on these higher time frames. And we're breaking those structures. And price is making lower lows and lower highs. So I do anticipate price to drop. I'll leave this up for just another couple seconds here. And I will see you guys on the next one.